What's going on, guys? My name's Chris Furlong, and if you don't know who I am, I like to run, I like to drone, and I like to film. And today I'm giving you an updated review on the New Balance 880s V8s. Now, if you haven't checked out my original video on the 880s, please go check it out. That was basically a bit about my New Balance running journey, the shoes I've been using over the years, and where I had landed in actually making the decision to take on and use the New Balance 880 V8s going forward. Now, this was way back in, it was around June, July 2018. Now, since then, I have used the 880s. I have done over 350 kilometers. I've done 2 half marathons. I've done some trail runs, and I've done plenty of training in between that and a bit of treadmill training. I've done a whole bunch of different things, and I have really put these to the test. So, stick around. Here's what I've got to say about the 880s V8s. So the 880s have been my latest and greatest purchase when it comes to shoes for 2018. As I had mentioned in the previous video, I had decided to put these on to give them a go, and they were the planned shoe for this year. And in summary, and in short, I guess in short summary, these are the shoes that I've been using for the remainder of the year. They've been so good, I had already purchased a second pair within 1 month of actually using these shoes. So here is my honest review, my honest opinion, my honest feedback as a runner of what these shoes have been for me. At the time of this video, I've actually just finished up using my first pair. Now, as I mentioned, I've done 350 kilometers in the pair of shoes. That's being a bunch of half marathons, some trail runs, plenty of training in between. Now, in doing so, I felt that it's time to move on to a fresh pair. So jumping into a fresh pair, this is what you need to know. The first thing about these shoes was their weight. They're light. And putting on a nice pair of shoes, a fresh pair of shoes, a brand new pair of shoes, they're lightweight. And putting them on, they just fit. I didn't have to worry about, getting inserts. I didn't have to worry about wearing multiple socks. Put them on, they just fit, and they're lightweight. That was the first thing that I loved about these shoes, and I mentioned that in the first video. The second point was they are comfortable, and they are noticeably different compared to my previous shoes. Now, I have been running in New Balance shoes for a very long time now. You can check that out in the first video, but I noticed these were different, and they just felt right. They made me feel confident, I felt supported, and in any shoe that you're running in, that's what you need to feel. So to me, this was important. Now, I am an overpronator. I've been trying to fix that form over a period of time now, but for me, as an overpronator, these shoes are right. These shoes are perfect for me, and they're getting the job done. As mentioned, I've done quite the distance in them, done plenty of long runs. I've done over 350 kilometers in total, and I've also tested them on the trails too. So from my opinion, from my perspective, they're doing just fine for me. As I mentioned, I do overpronate a fair bit, so let me show you what a pair of these shoes look like after 350 kilometers. But if you have a look here, not sure how well you can see it, you can see how well these have been worn down. These are the backs of them. Now, I have no idea how well you can see that, but basically all I can tell is after running in them for the 350 kilometers and testing them out and using them for a good use, I believe they're starting to wear down to a point where I need to have that extra support. I'm currently training for a 28k race, and this will be trails, not technical, but more just dirt and a bit more rough ground. So having that extra support and a fresh pair is going to be super important to enable me to go the extra distance, but also to have that comfort and confidence while running at the same time. So there you go, there's my short summary on the 880s V8s. Basically, I just wanted to share with you my honest feedback, my honest opinion, and what the journey has been for me over the last 6 months in these shoes. Now, as I mentioned, going into some new training plans, going into some new goals, I want to make sure I have the best for my feet. And that is why I'm starting with a fresh pair. At the same time, these shoes I'll be using as my off days for cross training and different things, because they still do have a fair bit of support left. One thing you should note, I am a bit of a routine junkie. I do like consistency. So for me, finding a shoe that works is a shoe that I'm going to continue to use. And that's why I picked New Balance, because every time I'm wearing their shoes, they are consistent, they're the same and very similar across different models as well. You can check a bit more about that in my previous video. This isn't a technical review, this isn't all the details, this isn't all the nitty-gritties either. It is just an honest opinion and my take on running in the New Balance 880s V8s. If you do have any questions or comments, please do leave them. Let me know what you think. I'm happy to answer anything or share a bit more details if there's something more specific that you're after. Once again, I'm no expert, this is just my opinion. But for now, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle.